Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's DMG and welcome back to Blitz, and today I have mastery gameplay for you in the Tier 10 Soviet medium tank. It is the T62A. Now this is one of two Soviet medium tanks, and for the longest time it was considered the inferior one compared to the Object 140, but with recent changes over what I would say the past 10 updates, the T62A has copped a lot of different buffs. And today we'll be playing on Port Bay for this first match, and this game is more of like kind of a rant than it is a showcasing. Well, I mean, it is showcasing extremely good gameplay, but you're going to hear me rant a little bit. So I call the right, everyone starts going to the right, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is decent, right? We have 3 mediums against their 2 mediums. If we take the corner, we win. If you haven't checked out my Port Bay video, do so, but if you have, you understand that the corner is all that matters. And that's going to be showcased today. So I start going, right? I start spamming the corners and hitting the help button, and that shot on that E50M is just crazy. I don't know why that didn't pen. I lose over 600 health, and I'm already in a bad position. And look at me, and then look at the team on the mini-map. If you need to pause the video just for about 10 seconds to have a nice long look at what's going on, you see me in the corner and the other 2 mediums sitting in the spawn doing absolutely nothing. Now, I'm going to go haul down in this location, fight off an E50M, a T62A, an Object 263, an M103, and an E100 all at one time. Now, they're doing nothing, and this is where I start getting really pissed off. It's because the Object 263 is turning the corner down there where the heavies should be, right? And like, guys, please move, and if you're watching, or if a parent is watching and your kid is near you, please pardon my French, but these people need to move their fucking asses out of the spawn. It is so annoying as I'm dealing with a 263 and an M103 on the other side of the map, tunneling me, and E100 coming behind me, and then on my right, 2 mediums who all want a piece of the rest of my 600 HP. So I'm going haul down in this location, just trying to avoid everyone at the same time, hoping that my team will do something useful. Thankfully, that Patton finally does hit a shot and makes a decent decision in taking a kill shot, and I am able to free up just a little bit of space. That E100 starts getting pushed back by the large amount of tanksters, and those mediums seem to be busy in the corner. As you can see, it is an extremely difficult situation right now, as I am trying to deal with 3 or 4 different tanks at the moment, and you see I'm not trying to tunnel vision. That E50M makes a mistake, pops around the corner, I put a shot into him, and he is out of the game. Now it's just dealing with that T62A, the grill down below me, the E100 down below me, and the M103 looking at me as well. Now, my team really needs to press the game right now, but they're not doing so, and I'm just trying to hit shots into this grill, just taking low-risk shots of opportunity. I hit 2 nice HE rolls on the grill, and I could go for the kill shot here, but I see the grill start turning around, and since I am within an average roll for the grill, I don't want to risk anything in the event he may just poke his gun up and decide to hit me really hard. So I'd rather keep my hit points and just keep the 62A at bay. I'm deciding to go for the kill right now. I do hit that shot. He hits me. I was really hoping I'd be able to hit this shot right here, but I don't get it. And I really need to angle right now. Hopefully he bounces. Good. There we go. And I hit the kill shot there. Lovely, lovely stuff. Immediately turn around, hit a shot on that M103, drive forward back to a safe area, working my safe zones as I discussed on my Port Bay map guide. And now I'm just trying to keep myself in a hull down position for all these people. And that is how you work a 5-on-1, essentially. You see, I was being quite careful with my hit points, not exposing too far any one way, letting the other team try and push on me, and thank God my team finally, got a clue and decided to shoot something. But that was kind of ridiculous. So that's a mastery for 4,888 damage. Lovely stuff there. And that is why the corner is so important. As you can see, I had a go at my team for A, not going to the corner, and then B, not even stopping the Object 263 and like the 5 other heavies from pushing, right? Anyways, this is a much better game in my opinion in terms of team play, and I think there was no ranting here. So anyways, on to the next game. Vineyards. T62A may not be as good here because it has poor gun depression, and that's the biggest knock against this tank. And personally, I do think that the tank could still use another buff. Right now, the heavy meta is just so dominant, which is then countered by the anti-meta of tank destroyers, and there really isn't a place for mediums right now. I do think that if they gave the T62A its original turret armor back, that could be the final buff that they need, and it would be a perfectly okay tank. Same thing with the Object 140. Maybe instead of giving it its turret armor, give it some DPM, or maybe like 1 extra degree of gun depression. Make it a little bit more offensive and kind of dynamic to give the Object 140 and T62A different roles in the game. Anyways, I go immediately and aggressively spot because I read their team well, and I see 3 heavies crossing, and I'm just trying to farm as much as I can right now. I'm being quite careful with my shots right now. I need to be quick on my exposure, or else I get hit very hard. I have poor gun depression, so if I stay here for a long time like that, that's when I get popped. If I was in a Patton or an STB, that does not happen. Anyways, I am going to keep pressing the fight in this location. I notice the heavies are going to town, so that means I can most likely isolate a target on the spawn of their side of the map. Now, what I'm going to do is see if I can get some shots into this T62A. Our FV4202, I think it is, has pushed up really, really hard, and he's going to need some help. So I'm just going to try and vampire off his HP pool while I cap a base in Supremacy. If I can put pressure by capping a base, that'll be good. And now you can see this lovely accuracy of T62A going to work right now. And, you know, and for all that, it's still not used in competitive, and that's sad, or any form of tournament. That's why I think they need to buff tanks like T62A, Object 140, FV4202. You know, people talk about the FV4202 being balanced. Guys, it's not. You know, just like Bushka said, how many FV4202s are being used in competitive? But that's beside the point. Back to the video. I hit 3 shots on that T62A and then missed 2 other ones. I'm just trying to pump out as much damage as I can right now. I'm feeling the flow, and I'm trying to hit shots as much as I can. I look for shots near the C area, thinking that someone may try and cap it. I'm just going to hold my cards, not be crazy right now, and play it safe. There's no reason for me to be overexposed. That T62A bounces me, and I am very lucky right there to not take damage. Maybe he hit a shot into my turret or an angled part of my hull, but regardless, I don't think the T62A should have bounced me there. Anyways, I start moving around because since that T62A has moved into the town, that isolates their Jagdpanzer 100. And now, this is so important because it is a Jagdpanzer 100 against a T62A, and when it's an isolated scenario, I am most likely going to have the advantage. However, things do not always play out as they seem. So, here we go into the Jagdpanzer 100, angle my armor up the hill just slightly. He bounces off my turret, good stuff there. I try to find the shot, don't hit it there, back down a little bit just so I have the gun depression to hit the shot, and I will poke back out again and hit a nice AP round into the lower plate, or APCR. Now I'm stuck here. This Jagdpanzer 100 is just tunneling me. So now this T62A comes, and this is such a crap shot right here. I don't know how he hits me, or, I mean, even if he hits me, I don't know how I don't hit him. And then this one here, at least I hit this, but I still don't know how he hits me there. Regardless, I'm on half health right now. That Jagdpanzer 100 has committed, and in trying to get me into a pincer maneuver, and I just go after this T62A. I go right around the Jagdpanzer 100, and I am out of this scenario clean as a whistle. Or, I wouldn't say clean as a whistle, but relatively unscathed, only losing half my hit points in a very tight space with a high DPS medium and then a high alpha tank destroyer that has a lot of armor and is quite difficult to get around in that kind of scenario. But that Jagdpanzer 100 committed to a side, and I just went around the other side. I figured he wouldn't be able to traverse fast enough to catch me, and allowed me time to take out the T62A. Now I am going to put shots into another tank, and this would be the E5, I think. Nope, never mind. I'm going to go right after the T54E1, but we are so far ahead on caps right now, it looks like we are going to cap out. I don't think we're going to get all the damage. If we did, I think this would easily be like a 7,000 damage game, maybe 7,500. We'll see. But regardless, I'm just putting shots in this T54E1, and it is so easy with this gun. I run calibrated shells. It makes it so easy just to put shot after shot after shot away into tanks, and it just gives you that consistency that you need from your Russian mediums. And see, the reason why I like T62A now is because, you know, I have 330 penetration on my heat, and I harken back from a meta. I grew up in the meta where Russian mediums were king, you know, not where IS-7s were king, where Russian mediums were king. So that's just what I'm used to. Anyways, that's the game for 6,109 damage, 2 destroyed. Lovely stuff there. I really liked playing that game because it just showed a lot of the good qualities of the T62A, even running calibrated shells. Just being able to penetrate targets with ease, still having pretty darn good DPM, and decent mobility, and a strong turret. Granted, it's not as strong as it used to be, and that's what I think it needs right now in order to be competitive for the first time in, what, 3-4 years? But regardless, good stuff there. Anyways, this next game that I'm about to show you is on Rockfield, and it's going to showcase more good qualities of T62A. Now, as I was saying before, I was raised in a meta where T62A and where Object 140 was king. And, you know, while I like to talk the graces of the Leopard and E50M, you know, with accurate weaponry, and while I like to, you know, say that I like the STB a lot, you know, at heart, I would say deep down I am a Russian medium driver. It's what I was raised on, it's how I was brought up as a player, and this is just how I roll. So I mean, it's like this dichotomy between the player that I want to be versus the player that I actually really am. At heart, I am a filthy Russian medium driver. Anyways, T62A Rockfield. You know where I'm going, right to that bush, trying to get shots immediately. Hopefully this accurate gun will pay off in this location. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult as the T62A, like I said, only has 5 degrees of gun depression, and I will have to poke a little bit through this bush to try and get the shots that I need. As you can see, if I had a little bit more gun depression, I'd be a little bit more comfortable trying to hit all these shots. Now I see people coming, there's that STB, got a shot on him, and just pull back. Just be safe, because I don't know where, I think there's 2 tank destroyers on the team, one of them being a 183 and I think a 704, right? So I don't want to be too crazy and poke right there, because there's no point in trying to chase damage if I have the potential of losing all my health in the context of, what, 5-10 seconds? It's not worth it. I try to go for shots there, but now you can see the weakness of T62A. It has no gun depression. So it's really hard to get shots off, and I'm poking my hull over, which is, albeit really weak, and it's making it very difficult for me to get shots. But now, since the Batchat is poked over, I can sit behind this ridge and use my albeit limited amount of gun depression to get shots. Whereas that E50, he can poke his front and still has gun depression over the corners of his tank, which means he is more viable in this situation. Now, you can see the red team make a very fatal mistake in this scenario. That T62A or T54 leaves that Batchat, and I just said, you know what, I'm on full health, I can screw this guy over, so I'm just going to rush him, and I'm willing to take 3 shots from him in order to just absolutely remove all his 8, in order to remove his whole hit point pool. So I'm just going to do that right now, ram him. Batchat kind of panics. He's not doing so hot now. He cannot keep up with my DPM. You know, despite having a 3-shot autoloader, once he's out, he is done. You know, I'm just going to eat him alive. There's no point in him trying to compete there, really. Now, what I'm going to do is try and put a few more shots into the tank destroyers in the back, because they are preventing my team from pushing. And there's that accurate gun just going to work right there. You know, shell velocity is fantastic. Penetration, it's not what it used to be, even running calibrated shells on the standard rounds. But 257, I would say, you know, you don't need 268. That's what it was originally before the great medium nerf. But 257 is more than workable. 257 is more than what you get on your standard rounds for your Leopard 1, which can pretty much pen anything with without calibrated shells on its standard. Anyways, moving on, going into this Object 140, I really need to help my teammate out right here. Trying to just put shots in and just out DPM them. There we go, Object 140 is down, and now this VKB along with the STB1. STB1 tries to go for that kill shot, tries to get around me, doesn't happen, I'm ready for him, and I am into this VKB now. Now I'm just going to go right around this guy as he decides to tunnel the other Object 140, which I wouldn't say is a bad move. He needs that kill shot in order to deal with me, so he misses, and I just get around him, and that just spells the end for the VK right there. He can't really do much to stop what's about to happen. His sides are a little bit weak, and he just does not have the DPM to compete. Anyways, moving on, we're going to finish off this VKA, and then we are going to hit the object 704. Now, I'm a little bit concerned as to what to do. I don't want to go too far and engage him because I technically am a one-shot for him. I don't want to expose too far, put myself in a bad position if he's camping, so I'm just going to go around this way and check out the situation and see what's going on. I think he must... I think that he thinks that I am going to go for him straight on and catch him off guard, or kind of go around the other side and flank him. But since I'm going through their spawn on the side that I was just at, I don't think he's really expecting this. So I'm going all the way around, seeing if I can catch him off guard. So I'm looking for him. There he is. I see him. He wasn't expecting it. He was camping, waiting behind a rock, thinking that I was going to charge him head on, and I am able to hit him. And now I'm just going to hug him into the wall, and I'm just hoping that he does not keep backing up, and I am able to put in the final round of the game. Will I get this? There it is. There's another mastery badge for, I believe, 5,600 damage, and how many destroyed? I think that's 4 or 5. I don't remember. The screen is so small for my commentating, it's hard for me to see. Anyways, that's the game. If you enjoyed that content, please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you didn't, please leave your constructive criticism in the comment section. As always, I appreciate the opportunity to share my passion with you today, and I hope to see you next time.